Well, here I am.
I bring you a message. You have to stop using GTX GPUs.
No.
The GTX line is outdated.
I'm not ready.
Your time here is done.
Not today.
So here it is, the not so famous GTX 1070 that I posted about. I said, would a EVGA 1070 be worth buying for $85? And actually a few people said no, that's too much. I would agree that that's kind of on the high end of the price, but considering the fact that it's hard to find GPUs right now in March, April 2025, also any EVGA product is equally hard to find. So if you put those two things together, it makes it kind of worth a premium. I'm sure maybe there's better deals you could get for $85, but I went ahead and picked it up anyway. And the reason why is because I bought, this is wonky. I bought an EVGA 1070 a couple of months ago, and I bought it for $50. That was a really good deal. I was testing it out. It worked great, but I put it on Java for $70 just as a placeholder. I made a mistake with the price, and then it sold immediately. So after the fees and everything, I didn't get any money. The guy got a really good deal, I guess. But what I wanted to do was just take a second and talk about the different kinds of EVGA 1070s there are. Let's take them out whilst we have time. So I bought this for $85. The guy held it for me. It was really dirty. It's actually still dirty. I cleaned this, okay? I didn't have all my tools with me. I just kind of took it apart and brushed it out a little bit, and it's still dirty. So it still needs to be cleaned, but it does work. I did test it. It's fine. It runs very... Actually, I tested it before I cleaned it, and it still ran cool. So the SC model is the one that came out first. So there's SC and there's For the Win. The FTW is blue here. The SC model is basically just a Founders Edition card with a big heatsink on it. It's not that much faster. It is overclocked, but from the reviews that I watched from back then, long time ago, it's basically the same thing as a Founders. So this is the cheaper one. And this one has LED here. This glows white. Also, these glow white. It's kind of a lot of white going on. This is bothering me. I kind of wish these weren't here because this glows white, but then this is blocking it. So I would almost want to take those off. But anyway, they came out later with the SC2. So the SC2 was this, but it had a better heatsink design. Something about the heat pipes were different. There was these little raised sections in the middle. It's hard to find a lot of information on the SC2. But the SC2 also had ICX instead of ACX. So on that one, you could actually control the fans individually. So it had two different fan headers. You could actually turn one fan on and one fan off. And there's some other features that I forgot. It's just a better version of this, basically. Now, the one that I bought, I didn't really make a video about it, I guess. I looked at my videos and I was thinking, where's the video about the SC? I think I mentioned it, but I didn't really show it. So the one that I had before was the SE Black. The SE Black came out later, and the SE Black does not have the LEDs here. It's just a grill, and then there's no backplate. So I'm not sure why they made that, but that was the SC Black. That's kind of why I didn't want it, because it just, when I put it in the system, it looked really weird with no backplate being such a big card. I mean, I don't care about the backplate, but when the card is super long like that and there's no backplate, it just looks strange. So, but I did open this a little bit. I took out all of these things. See these little grill things? These were all clogged with dust. You couldn't even see through this. And I don't like these kind of things. So what I did was I took them out, and now it just can breathe air through the vents here. And there's a little gap for air to get through. The system that this goes in has a fan blowing directly at the card. So the fan's like right here, and it's just blowing directly at the card. So there is an opportunity for air to get inside that little gap right there. Some will come out here. There's thermal pads here for the GPU. There's thermal pads here for the power delivery. And also, I don't know if you can see it, but I have the thermal pad contacting the heatsink here, which is a mod that came out later. I think what I'm going to do is, since this screw is missing, I'm just going to take one from here and put it here so it doesn't look so janky. Nice card. Is it worth $85? I don't know. I did buy the 980, or sorry, the 970 for $40 and the RX 580 for $65. I sold both. That was a $45 profit between the two. So in theory, my net cost on this would be $40. So if for some reason I decided to keep this, I wouldn't feel too bad. I only paid $40 for it, although I did a lot of work. The white LEDs here, not a fan of. Most people make fun of it because when it's in the system, it's like this, so you can't see it anyway. So I'm not sure what that was for. I might just unplug the LEDs, because I mean, I don't need to see inside the computer. I actually would like it if LEDs came out of this part right here. That would be fun. But yeah, that's the 1070 for $85. It works pretty good. It does have the ball bearing fans. These fans are very quiet. I was surprised. Even when it had all the dust and nastiness in there, the fans at 60%, I think the highest it went was maybe close to 70. I couldn't hear the fans over the rest of the system. So I like that. I just don't like the white LED. I don't suppose I can move that there, but we'll see. It's something good, and for now, I still think that the 1070 is the best card if I don't break it. The 1070 is still the best card for under $100. I mean, what else is there? For under $100, you get an RX 580, which is not as good as this. You get a 980 Ti, which is as good as this, but it takes a lot of more power than this one does. This one takes about 145 watts, and the 980 Ti is over 200. GTX 1060, not as good as this. There is the GTX 1080, but they're very hard to find. Try to find a regular 1080. They're very, very rare. And then of course the 1080 Ti is over 150. So this still, as far as of right now, the 1070, there's plenty available, is the best card for $100 or less. 8 gigabytes of memory, runs cool, doesn't make a lot of noise, and it's EVGA. So hopefully I'll keep this one. I did put this on Java, but I put the price so ridiculously high that nobody will actually buy it, and if they do, then they'll buy me a new GPU, because then I'll have a lot of money. I think I put it for 150. I would be curious to see this card against a RTX 2060. I have a feeling that this would beat a 2060. I was going to look up the numbers on that, but I think it should, right? And people have said that the RTX on a 2060, the ray tracing is a joke on a 2060 anyway. I guess maybe the 1660 Super could compare with this, but again, you're not going to find one for $80. So there you go. 1070, best card ever with the little jankery. So let's go do some benchmarks, try to overclock it, and we'll do just a little gameplay maybe at the end. So we'll see ya. What do you think? Is the GTX GPU worth it? Or just a thing of the past? Let me know.